Phil Demmel, how's it going, man?
What's up, Fran? How are you, man?
I'm good, good. Recovering from a concert last night because I'm just getting up there, man. If I'm out past midnight, it's game over for the next 2 days. I feel a
Yeah,
little
Cinderella,
hungover.
man. You turn into a pumpkin. I know the feeling.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So let's jump right in, man. So you're up in Dublin, California, not far from Oakland, and that's where
Yep,
your roots are, right? Like you grew
yep.
up there, the whole deal.
Still
And
same house, man. Same house. Bought
that's
my
what.
parents' house. Been in this
No
house
way.
for. I was married for about 10 years. That I lived close by for about
Mhm.
10 years, but got divorced, moved back home. Bought my parents' house. Dad passed away.
Sorry.
Brought Marta up here, and and started raising a family, and so it's we're here, man.
That's awesome. I do miss California, man. And I lived in Northern California in a town called San Rafael
Oh yeah.
for, yeah, for about 10 years or so. Then work brought me down to Southern California, Santa Monica, and eventually Calabasas. And
Yep.
now I kind of moved here. You ever had the itch to move out just to with the
Nope.
traffic and money? No?
Nope.
Okay.
I
Okay.
live in suburbia, man.
So it's not the two
It's.
and a half, $3
I
million
think
dollar
that's
house.
maybe 70,000 people in the city, and it's grown quite a bit. So we've
Really?
seen it. We've seen it grow from the late '60s when I was born. So I didn't see it then, but
Right.
early '70s, it was like a two stoplight town, and into this huge kind of growing mini metropolis. it's
Yeah,
it's
man.
it's it's pretty awesome. You know.
Well, that's kind of like where I'm in Edmond, Oklahoma. And if you've been to Austin, Texas, I would equate it to that.
Okay.
Just
Is
up
there
and
is
coming.
there a college there in
There
Edmond?
is. Yeah, there's a few colleges. Yeah. I
What's
mean,
the
not
big college there?
well, I don't know. I know
Yeah.
the bigger college. Yeah, like in Stillwater, there's Oklahoma State University.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I went to the home opener the other day of the Hokies
I bet
football
that
team.
was awesome.
Dude, college football's got a little edge over pro to me now.
Absolutely. It's so much
Because,
more. It's so much more fun, man.
oh,
You're always
dude.
singing and standing, and it's
We got
the
great, man.
vibe is awesome.
Yeah, we got like 50. My buddy's got the tickets, but they're on the 50-yard line. He's had them for 30 years. And
Rad.
if you want to get up, dude, you're right on the edge. Go get a beer, hot dog, whatever you want. But yeah, the vibe is so much more electric, I think, for
Yep.
college than pro. And I love pro
Absolutely.
football.
Oh,
And
I know you do.
oh yeah,
You're always
yeah,
bitching about your coach, man, who hasn't had a losing season in like 20 years or something.
I know. But you know what? We're spoiled as Steeler fans, right?
You have to be. My God, you
Yeah,
are so spoiled. As a
at
Raider
least.
fan, we've
Well,
gone
yeah.
through six coaches in the past 8 years or whatever. So it's
You
like,
know,
hey,
it's funny, man. I was having dinner with Kerry and his wife back in October, I think, and we were talking about the Raiders, and he was just like, "Man, if they get rid of Max Crosby, I am done. I'm
oh yeah,
I'm
yeah,
cashing
yeah.
out."
I know.
He's
Fuck.
he's a fucking diehard fan too, man.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
yeah, let's jump right into your origins for thrash metal and just
yeah.
music in general. Like, what caught your ear? For me, when I heard, God, I must have been 7, 8 years old. It was Alice Cooper, "Love It to Death." And it
Okay.
was 18 on the radio, and I'm like, wow, what is this?
Right.
And then I kind of graduated to Priest, Unleashed in the East, and I'm like, holy
hmm
shit, man. So what was it for you?
I think that like the heavy stuff that I heard first was my cousin Ron lived next door to me, and he's 4 years older, so he was like my conduit to uh music. I was listening to I love music, still do. I listen to all kinds of music, but I was listening to disco and whatever's on the radio. I didn't know there was
Right.
disco sucks and all that. It's just, I
Yeah.
didn't know that. I just knew song. I loved Earth, Wind and Fire. I loved,
Dude. Yeah.
Convoy was one of my favorite songs when I was a kid. I sang it my first time on stage was C.W. McCall behind a cardboard truck. It was the dark of the moon on the 6th of June and a Kenworth pulling logs,
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
but he was playing, If You Want Blood, AC/DC, the live
Oh my
record,
gosh. Yeah.
and that was like, oh, what is this? Who is this guy making these noises with a guitar? And so
Yeah.
that turned into Foghat and Aerosmith, and it was when he showed me Kiss Alive, was
Dude.
when I was like this is what I want to do. I didn't know what I wanted to play, but
Yeah.
I wanted to perform and be in a band and with all the theatrics. And we would
Yeah.
throw right here, we would throw Kiss concerts. I'd invite all the neighbors and our friends and set up seats with the numbers, and we'd play along with the records with the music and have smoke bombs taped to our tennis racket guitars and
Yeah.
jump
Oh
in the
my God.
pool at the end.
That's awesome. Yeah. I remember
So
when I got
yeah,
my
like
first,
like like
yeah.
like you said, Kiss turned into Aerosmith and AC/DC and Ted Nugent, and then that Unleashed in the East was the record that went that way, and then you
Yeah.
start finding the heavier bands, and then Maiden, and then
Yep.
then being in the Bay Area here, then
Oh
it's
God.
Metallica. And finding out, oh, you could go see these bands at clubs just over the hill, so we're learning about Exodus and Law's Rocket, and you know just I was there at the beginning of all this, the scene here. So really
Wow.
fortunate time to be in the Bay Area to watch all these bands blow up. Exodus do what they do. Metallica was there. Slayer. I saw Slayer's their first
Yeah.
ever Northern California show up here. Last show wearing makeup.
No way.
Exodus. Exodus.
Wow.
Exodus befriended them and hung out with them after and talked them into, hey, never ever wear that shit again.
Was this when Kirk was still in Exodus?
No, no, no. It was
No.
Gary at this time because Kirk
Okay.
Kill 'Em All was out.
Yeah.
I didn't see Metallica until right before Ride, but I did see them play their first show doing a Fight Fire with Fire for the first time live.
Wow. That's pretty rad. To me,
Yeah, it was
those
pretty awesome. And Hetfield and the dudes are going to all the shows and supporting the scene, and you're learning from all the locals about all these other bands. Exciter from Canada was one of my favorite bands in high school,
Yep.
and I was playing music and writing songs in 1981, 82, 14, 15 years old. And then I went to go see Slayer at that show, and I could have been gone into more I was into Dokken and Rat, and all those bands too,
Hmm.
because of the guitar playing especially, but
Right.
more drawn to the Armored Saint side because it was a little more heavier. And then I saw Slayer for the first time and it was like, oh my God, what is this? This is what I want to
Right.
do. I joined Vio-lence. They were called Death Penalty in 1985, my senior year. And we changed our name to Vio-lence, and that became, I'm not going to college. I'm going to, the School of Rock, and
Yes. Yeah.
got
It worked out,
signed,
man. Yeah.
got signed within a couple years. Yeah, pretty good.
Wow. So who do you think your main influences in the violence were as far as creating these songs? Did you have one band kind of in
Oh, it
mind
would be
or
Slayer, absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was, and Exciter too. I, yeah, mostly Slayer though, and Legacy was getting big in the area, which Zet from Exodus was in Legacy, who became Testament,
Hmm.
and but Zet was in. Me and Zet's brother John got him to sing in our first band called On Parole. And so we're the ones that brought Zet into the music world. You're going to sing for our band, and we did covers. We did "Die with Your Boots On" and Dio
Sweet.
"Stand Up and Shout." And uh, but we were young, and Zet sought greener pastures. Legacy was just starting out, and they're doing something super cool. And so we followed what Legacy was doing and liked what they were doing. But Violence was, we wanted to be faster. We wanted to be heavier. We wanted to write about the most intense, stuff,
Right.
and we wanted to be the best live band out there. We wanted to, there was some local, more established bands that did not want to go on after us, and we've got this almost Slayer-esque, Oakland Raider-esque
Right.
following. Was just fucking violence, and nowhere else in the world really, but in the Bay Area, we were,
You're
we,
shit.
we were something to, force to be reckoned with for sure.
Yeah. Do you know of a band out there? My son was a huge fan. My son likes shit that I would never discovered, like Boris. You heard of Boris?
No.
There's a three-piece jacket. They're like this sludge drag across the concrete,
Oh
like
yeah.
three-piece Japanese band. Yeah, we saw them at
Wow.
the what's the small little club in downtown San Francisco, man? Not the DNA Club. I mean, it's in the city.
Slim's is there, not anymore, but
Yeah.
Great American Music Hall is there.
I mean, it was a small place. I can't remember the name of it, but it
Smaller
was,
than DNA. Yeah,
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, it was tiny, man. And
I
that's
try
what,
not to go into that city.
yeah, it's a trip, man. Yeah, especially now. And then we saw, oh, there's another band he turned me on to, the Weird Lord Slough-Egg. Do you know those guys?
No, no.
They kind of like Maiden, but more progressive.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'd always get at the bottom of the hill to see them.
All right. All
Yeah,
right.
and that was the first place I saw Ghost, was bottom of the
Okay.
hill. And I just went to Fort Worth, man. They sold out a giant arena. It's like
Yeah,
this is fucking
it's
crazy,
pretty
man.
catastrophic that what that band is doing for sure.
Yeah. Are you into them at all?
Yeah, I like Ghost.
Yeah.
I saw them open for Opeth and Mastodon
Right.
back. That was the first time I saw them, and they were more Blue Oyster Cult at the time.
Yeah.
Like first record, or I don't know how many records they have out, but I was into that. I like what they're doing now. My wife loves that band,
I do too, man. They're the only
and
new band in the past 10 years I really give a credit, like I'll go see
mhm.
this. Yeah.
Yeah, they're great. Yeah, I can listen to them. I won't listen to them on my own, but she plays them a lot, and it's
Yeah.
and it's fine. The kids love them. My 4-year-old loves dancing to them, because
Yeah.
they got the booty shaking stuff going, and
Yeah.
um,
It's funny. I've said this before, but like Tobias doesn't have the greatest voice,
yeah,
but he's got great melody. The
yes,
musicianship is just top notch.
it's
Like
great.
you,
Yeah,
you really just dig in and listen to it. It's pretty devastating.
it is. Like the
Yeah.
guitar players are ripping, and the melodies are awesome. I
Yeah.
like his voice.
Yeah.
I think he's great. The
Yeah.
harmonies are cool, and
Oh yeah.
yeah, I'm not gonna hate on Ghost at all.
No, I'm not hating on his voice, but he's no Rob Halford, right? Like,
No one else is, friend.
no,
No one
no,
else is.
no. What was really cool, man, when I found out you were in Vio-lence, I've known that for a while, but when I was working on Hired Gun, we interviewed Jason Newsted,
Oh yeah,
and yeah, and I had to license a bunch of photos, so I called up, what's his name, Ross Halfin, I guess, was it a photographer at the time back
yeah.
then?
Good old Ross.
Yeah. So he's like, yeah, I got some shit I can sell you. So, one of the pictures that he sent me, Jason's wearing a Violent shirt,
Hmm.
like
Yeah.
right at the on the north end of the Bay Bridge or the
Oh,
Golden
right
Gate
on.
Bridge. I don't know if you ever saw that photo or not, but it's in the
He would
movie.
wear one on the Justice tour. He wore one every night.
Yeah, every night.
Yeah, every night he wore a Violent shirt.
Wow, man! Before I was a professional photographer, getting photo passes and shit, I used to just sneak my cameras. And I remember going to see Metallica on that tour. I don't remember who. Oh, was it Queensryche maybe?
Queensrack
Yeah,
Operation Mindcrime.
yeah. So I went to that show in Atlanta and Chattanooga and snuck my camera in and got as close to the stage. And I look back at those photos now and I'm like, man, I had no idea what I was doing then. I never took a photography class or film class. It's
It was
just,
the '80s, man. Nobody knew
dude,
what was happening.
yeah, I was like, shit, dude. And I was showing Ellison some photos too on the Killing Is My Business tour I took
Oh wow, awesome.
way back in the day. Yeah, the place.
Killer.
Did you ever play the Masquerade in Atlanta? Not the
I did.
Masquerade.
Yeah,
Uh,
a Violence did in
yeah,
1990.
yeah. What about the Metroplex?
Played the Metroplex in '88 with Testament. Love that place.
Dude, that
Had
was the
all
spot.
the layers above you,
Yeah,
and
chicken
yeah.
wire by the bar so
Hmm.
nobody could throw shit at you.
Remember the Metroplex? Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
that
cool.
was
And
cool.
their logo had like the anarchy thing where it was all,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. Some bums burnt that place to the ground. I was
Oh my
so,
God.
yeah, I was like, fuck, man. So you joined Machine Head, what, 2003?
2003. Yeah, I actually
2003?
filled in 2002. So I was their guitar player since 2002. I joined the band officially in 2003.
And who'd you replace, Aru or?
Aru had
Yeah.
left, and they
Yeah.
had like a couple weeks worth of festival dates set up. And I was joking with Adam on AOL Messenger,
Yeah.
and saying, "Hey, I'll just come down and wheel my stuff down there and fill in." And he's like, "Yeah, let's make it happen,"
Wow.
And so we rehearsed in this. I was in a band called Technocracy at the time, And so we practiced just down the hall from them. So I put my rig on wheels and wheeled it over there and filled in and learned a bunch of tunes and hit it off really well. I was married at the time, and it was at its end,
Mm,
and ended up within the next few months splitting up. And so I said, "Hey, if you're still looking," they were writing Ashes at this point. They had most of it
okay.
written, and so I joined in at the very tail end in sessions of writing the Ashes record, and wasn't official in 2003. I had one final violent show we were going to do
Mm,
in on Easter in 2003. So then we just made a big deal out of it. Had Rob come up, join with Jam with Violence, and
right.
you know transitioned it easy that way.
That's cool. That's cool. And you stayed in Machine Head for quite a while until you exited. And
Yeah.
so I did this little movie called Hired Gun about what you're doing kind of now. I know you got yeah, I know you got the Category 7 is kind of your band as well.
Uh-huh.
But it's so every musician has a different story when they jump ship, right? Like when
Yeah.
I quit Five Finger Death Punch,
Hmm.
either I was going to quit or it was going to kill me because that's not an easy tour to do, man. It
Yeah.
was a tough one. So I came up with the idea for Hired Gun because of some of the situations going on in that camp.
All right on.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
so on a flight from Singapore to Stockholm, it was a 17-hour flight
Oh
nonstop.
my God. Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
that's a ride.
I was like, what is my exit strategy here? And I had just seen a movie called 20 Feet from Stardom. Have you seen that one?
No. No.
It's about backup singers, like for the Stones and
Oh
Luther.
wow.
Dude,
Cool.
it won the Oscar that year.
Killer.
You should watch it. It's really,
I
really
will.
well.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
check it
it's a
out.
masterpiece. Yeah, it's a master class in filmmaking. But I was just like, I know I can do this because I was doing documentaries for record labels, the bonus DVDs of the making of
Hmm.
the albums and whatnot. And I think I had just done Jason Newsted's because Mooshock invited me into that camp. And
Right, right.
Jason
They
lives
were
just
doing
across.
that the band together.
Yeah, yep. And so I went over there, and Jason and I hit it off, and he's like, "You're hired, man." I also shot his album cover, like the back photo about the big
Cool.
tree behind his house. But super cool. One of the hardest workers I've ever met in my
Yeah,
life.
he's
The
good, man. I
dude
love
is
Jason.
fucking crazy, crazy man. Um, but for you, when you made that decision, was it a quiet decision, or were there like rumblings in the camp, like, "Hey, man, if things don't change, I'm gonna have to bail," or was it a
No, I mean it had been coming.
yeah,
I think that him and I um we were just growing apart,
mm,
and I've spoke about this a bunch, and I just want to be accountable for my own parts and not
sure,
point fingers and shit. And I just think that we were growing apart. It wasn't a good spot for me to be in, and it everything when you went through it, you just when you're losing sleep over stuff, and when you're really
yep,
you know me and the wife had bought a bar uh a year prior. You lose me?
yep, you're
Still there?
back, yep,
Okay.
yep,
Yeah, me and the wife had bought a bar, and so we own our own business that's really stable. Machine Head wasn't a big. Uh, it wasn't my main income for a long time.
right,
I worked construction for, man, the first 10 years I was in the band,
really,
and yeah,
oh
I
wow,
I would come home from tour and go right back to work. I was fortunate enough that I had an employer that really valued me in the position I was in, and was able to cover for me when I was gone, and wanted me to be there when I would come back. It was a union job, superintendent, running a crew of quite a few quite a few installers. So um, it was quite the dichotomy going
yeah,
back and forth from being, you
right,
know, um, going from one thing to the other. And it was an easy switch because I had always worked my entire life. I've always had a job. I've always had, I want to say I have a good work ethic, but I have a good being employed ethic.
Yeah.
You know, I was always the dude who would, you know, miss a day a week or so, or if I made it 5 days a week, it was pretty good. You know, it's just like I got enough money, man. I don't, you know, I would just want to
Yeah.
watch Jerry Springer and fucking go get
No
Jack in the Box
shit.
today. You know, so I
Yeah.
have a good in being employed, you know, since I
Yeah.
was 10 years old. So I knew how to kind of maintain that. But no, I wasn't making a ton of money in that band until like Jackson offered me a signature guitar,
Right.
and the guy that was there, Brian McDonald, was a big Violence fan, and so he brought me on, you know, on the basis, of course, I was a Machine Head, but he liked me because I was a Phillies fan for one,
Right.
uh, but because of Violence too. So I thought it was cool that my Jackson relationship had started with, you know, me being in Violence.
Mm.
And so once those we I designed a guitar for him, and as those checks started coming in, I thought I was going to get, you know, if I get a tank of gas out of it, you know, we've all gotten the ass cap checks for, you know, 6 cents and all
Right.
that. So, but the money started coming in, and it was real money. Like I was shocked at
Really?
like this is my, you know,
Yeah.
percentage, and so it just kind of snowballed, and the guitar took off. It was really popular. Um, and so once that started happening, I was able to, you know, hey, maybe I don't, you know, I can not work construction now. I have enough from the band. The band was starting to pay
Mhm.
me more, and but it took a minute. It took a minute for me to be able to sustain myself on music alone.
Right.
And so as the later stages, once me and Marta um, got, you know, the night I saw you in Vegas was we had planned on getting married, but we decided to get married that weekend. So 2 days after we got married, but that
No way.
Yeah, when I saw you at that Steel Panther that night, we
Yep.
ended up getting married in 2017 or no 2012, and we buy a bar together in 2017. So it's profitable, you know, cash
Mhm.
income, and it's making things easier for me to walk away from. You know, as
Right.
these problems get to be more, it's just like, well, you know, because at that point, it's a great gig. Machine Head's on fire. The record we put out was less than. I think that
Right.
we all agree in that. But you know, it wasn't horrible, and it wasn't like a career killer. You know, it was something you would need to be bounced back from. But I just got lost in my place in the band, and um, there's a story about a guy telling his daughter, you know, here's this old car, take it, and you know, see what they'll give it to you. Takes it to, you know, the used car lot. Hey, this is, oh, I'll give you 1,000 for it. You take it to the pawn shop. Oh, I'll give you 100 for it. And you take it
Yeah.
to the, you know, you take it to the car club people, and they're like, holy shit, I'm gonna give you $100,000 for this car. It's just like, know what your value is, and don't stay where you're not valued. And I think that a combination of either I lost my value in that band, or I wasn't being valued the way that I felt that I should be. And it was time to move on. And when you reach your point, you just reach your point. I had heard something, and I just said, I just was done. I took my my credit card, my key to the studio, and everything, and just handed them off. I said, it's, and was so good with it, you know. And I
Yeah.
think that he was too. And it was just like I was saving him the job of having to fire me.
Right. Right.
So
No.
the marriage was just, it just needed to be dissolved. Like we were, and we did, and it was fine. You know, I was salty for a bit, and
Right.
um, I don't feel like I think I talked a lot of shit. I think that I talked some facts that I wasn't. able to while I was in the band. I wasn't able to do press towards the end for the last few years. And so I just think that I just think that my side hadn't been told, and it was fair to have it be told.
Right.
You know, there's a reason for leaving, and I gave my reasons, and you know, it took me a minute to get past that. You know, I was happy I was gone. I've never regretted doing it.
What do you miss about Machine Head?
I miss, you know, traveling in business class every flight.
Yeah.
I mean, I still do. I still travel business. Not every time I go somewhere. You know,
Right.
traveling with that band was business towards the end.
Yeah.
And that's what I miss about it. You know, I miss jamming with those dudes. I love playing and writing music with, you know, with Rob and Dave and Adam and Jared, you know, tremendous musicians. And we wrote some awesome stuff, man. So
you did.
That aspect. I miss the when it was good. And it was good a lot.
Yeah.
You know, we traveled well together. We, you know, there was that dichotomy, you know, and then you didn't. But I miss the good stuff because it was really good. It wasn't all bad.
Yeah. Do you still keep in contact with Rob at all?
Not really. No. Not really.
Okay, that's fair.
I hadn't for a long time, and bumped into him at a couple festivals last year, and I think that we're at a point where it's civil. You know, we're not buddies, but we're not. It's not bad,
right?
And it, you know, and I think that was probably 95%, 98% my fault. That you know, I just was. I'd ignore him, and you know, and it's just got to be so silly. It's just like, what am I doing? He's walking, and you're just pretending he's not there. It's just fucking dumb, you know. So I needed to really get past a lot of shit on my end, and I think that he had probably, you know, and he's had so much other shit to deal than me, you know, all these years that he'd been there years ago. But you know, it took me a minute, man, and I'm glad that it did. That I was able to go through what I needed to go through to get there. So
just kind of wash it all away.
Yeah, and put it in its right spot and forgive myself.
Yeah.
For what I was feeling, but forgive him for a lot of stuff too, and like realize that at the end of the day, it's not that important to be carrying so much weight because it was a lot of weight for me.
Yeah.
And you know, I've been able to do that with a lot of things, and knowing that I was at fault for, you know, a lot of the breakup too, and being okay with that, and just, you know, people fuck up and people don't get along, and here we are. So we just need to move on from it. So I'm trying to move on.
Yeah. So what was your first gig after Machine Head? The call you got to come step in somebody else's shoes?
It came not even 24 hours after my last show with Machine Head. I was taking care of my very hungover wife after the last Machine Head show in Santa Cruz. So you know how windy that road is coming home.
Yep.
She got all hammered at our last show, and she was throwing up all over backstage, and my cousins. And so I wheeled her out of there. It saved me from a very awkward goodbye after the last show. You know, it's just like, I gotta get her home. So, So we bailed and got her home, woke up the next day, and I'd been gone. Baby, I'm home. You know, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm here to help with the kids and the business and the blah, 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 blah. And I look at my phone, and I'm at the foot of the bed, and she's laying in bed, and it's the text from Kerry saying, "Hey, dude," and you know, so you know, the very blunt and to the point.
Yep.
We need you out here. Can you be here in a couple of days? You know, and I dropped the phone on the bed, and Marta's all, what is it? And I picked it up to read it again to make sure it wasn't like, hey, there's a possibility that blah, blah, but it was like, definitely Gary needs to go home. We need somebody out here. Can you do it? And can you do it now. And
Wow.
showed it to her, and she's like, fuck, you gotta go. And this wasn't even, this is 15 hours after the last Machine Head show.
Jesus.
And so I told him, I said, send me a set list now.
Yep.
Right fucking now. And started listening to the songs, and I had to go to the Machine Head studio the next day and pick up all my gear. So I wasn't able
God. Yeah.
because it's divorce day, and so I pick up my gear, and then I'm listening to songs in the interim, and because there's a lot of them I don't know that I haven't even heard before, and so then Tuesday I'm on a plane out to Germany, just
fuck.
I haven't sat with a guitar with these songs yet. I've just been charting them out, and most of that on the flight. I get to Germany, my guitars don't make it, so I'm calling, Willie and Mark from Lamb of God, or Scott and Johnny from Anthrax, who are out on the road with them. Can I borrow a guitar? I need all the time I can get with these songs, and they don't have one. Kerry has one that's in drop B, so I'm transposing these songs 3 frets wrong and learning these fucking parts. And it ended up that Gary was going to stick around for another show, so I had an extra day. But I was ready to go after 2 days. I felt like I could do the gig.
How surreal was that, being on stage with Kerry and Tom and Paul? Like,
it was insane. Like I said, that they're the reason why I was playing heavy music.
Right.
That album, Show No Mercy, changed my whole course of life into that moment and being there. And actually, one of the shows that we played was actually like the 35th anniversary of Show No Mercy, was a show that I played with them.
Wow.
And we're playing Black Magic and some of the songs off that record. And, the first show I didn't know what was happening behind me, pentagram, pyro, and all this shit's going on. And I'm just, don't fuck up. Don't fuck up. Don't smile. And don't fuck up.
Right. Yeah, do not smile in front of Kerry King.
I'm smiling on And it was an incredible moment. It's you can't fucking script it any better, for my career. And I think that doing that and having that whole myth, you learned 40 songs in 45, 24 hours, something, it's grown. The fish story's just gotten bigger and bigger.
Oh,
and bigger.
dude.
But,
you know Phil X, right?
Yes, I know Phil. Yeah.
Yeah, so I've interviewed him a few times for a different hired gun, and then another show I was trying to produce. But he tells me about his call from Bon Jovi. He was at Trader Joe's getting groceries, and the phone rings, and it's Bon Jovi, like, "Hey, we need you tonight."
Oh my God.
Tonight in Calgary. He's like, "Wait, what?" He's like in shock. So same thing with your wife. His wife is so supportive. She's like, "Can I do your laundry?" Da 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 da. So he had to learn like a few songs, and then 3 new songs that he's never heard before. And he told John, he goes, "Man, you probably don't hear and know a lot, but I need to relearn these other songs, and maybe the day after we can play these new 3 or whatever."
Right.
So it kind of worked out, and it sucks, man, because you quit Machine Head probably 5 years too late, or you'd be in hired gun. Because you've done some incredible shit, man.
Right.
Yeah. And it's like you're the go-to Phil X now.
Right. Well, there's only one Phil X, man.
Well, of course.
I hung out with them last Sunday. I went down and hung out with them. Yeah.
They always have the best parties, man.
He's the best, man. He is such an incredible guitar player too. He's so fun to watch. And he's got that whole Slayer thing led to playing with. I filled in for a band called Nonpoint that I'm sure you're.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So I jammed with Nonpoint at some shows.
Lamb of God.
Lamb of God. Played bass with them too.
Yeah.
I played in Overkill for a couple of things they did. I was going to. Not a lot of people know this, but I think it was 22. the Bloodstock Festival, Vio-lence was going to play.
Mhm.
And Devin Townsend was headlining, and he needed to have UK-based guys to do his headlining set because of the restrictions that they had. And so I said, dude, I'm going to be there playing with the Vio-lence. He's all, will you play the set with me? So I learned Devin Townsend's headlining Bloodstock set was ready to go. And right before we're leaving, I got COVID. So I was going to be Devin's dude. So I learned his whole set. And it's been, man, I played with Testament. Testament called me to do a last minute thing, filled in for Alex on, a handful of shows, maybe. My fucking internet.
Oh, I'm hearing you fine.
Can you? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I played a handful of shows playing, Alex's part in Testament. So it's pretty neat to have that, the trajectory just went this other direction to where it's like
right.
a phone call. Sweetwater called me, with 2 days notice to fill in for Phil X.
Really?
Phil X got called to do the Triumph thing.
Yeah.
And so Sweetwater needed a guy to hang with Billy Sheehan, and this thing just got posted. So it's me and Billy Sheehan jamming with Tommy Aldridge and Nick Collins, and so it's like 2 days notice. Hey, I got the bat phone that Marta calls it. The bat phone's ringing. Go put out a fire.
And some of these artists you're playing, they're not easy songs, right? They're super progressive, thrash, metal.
Yes.
How do you prepare? I mean, you just sit there with your iPhone and
you just listen to the tune and you see what's going on. And I've got my resources. There's a tab site that I go to. I watch a lot of YouTube and how different people play. This kid, Ben Eller, the guy who filled in the first Mastodon. That Tool thing they did. Ben is amazing with I had to play the Tornado of Souls Marty Friedman solo, and he has he breaks it down. He breaks it down. And here's this, and here's it slow, and then the Bark at the Moon solo. Ben breaks it down for you. So it's easy.
Yeah, thank God for YouTube.
But I've done on one of the Shiprocks. My buddy Tyson Leslie got me to jam with Corey Glover was doing a solo set. So he was doing Reeling in the Years and Hotel California. I mean, these aren't easy songs to fucking play. They're weird solos, and you got to play the Hotel California solo note for note.
There's no forgiveness. Yeah.
No, not at all. So it's a lot of pressure to do all these weird things. But Corey was awesome, man. And Tyson's all, Corey, man, you got to follow him because he's going to just go into go into these random songs and just follow me. So it was one of the coolest things I've ever done, man. It was one of the things I'd ever done was just being on my toes and just being ready to, if I can try a little tenderness. Oh, okay. And he's like, C sharp,
Exactly. This is not to shit on Ace Frehley. So he's one of the reasons I picked up the guitar. But there was one of the Ride for Dimes. I don't know what state we were in, but you were there. Stained, Corey Taylor, tons of people, man.
Vinny was there. Vinny played. Yeah,
that's right. And then Aaron Lewis.
Yep, Aaron. I did a song with Aaron Lewis.
Mike Mushok, I think, was there.
Mike was there. He played.
But anyway, I think didn't you have to teach Ace part of a song that he wrote?
I don't think so.
I think I have videotape evidence of that. So I'm not shitting on him, but look, dude, the guy,
hey, he's forgotten more about rock and roll than I will ever learn. So I won't.
But I thought it was cool, man, to watch you because I know you got to be a big Ace fan, and it's him just hey, man, I forgot this. Yeah, this one little part, and I'm like, that is so.
Did I really? I don't remember that.
Yeah, you did. Yep. Okay. I don't remember the song, but I can go back and find that tape and find out. It's funny when you quit Machine Head, Dave McClain followed you, not quickly, right? Like the next day or that same week.
It was he let them know the next day.
Yeah.
He was actually more on the ledge than I was, And,
oh, really?
And so it was basically a simul. We were in the same spot with a lot of things.
Right.
And so, he ended up quitting the next day. I had actually, we had a tour and some video shoots set up that I was just like, nah, I can't, I'm not doing anything. Yeah. And then I hit Rob the next day going, fuck, it's a dick move to bail on a tour. You know, if you guys can't find anybody, then I'll honor the tour. And he said, well, let me go talk to the guys. And I knew, but they didn't know that they were walking into Dave McClain quitting too. So I was just waiting to see if they wanted to fill in for both of us, or or have us do it and have it be a farewell thing. It was super awkward last tour, like going on honeymoon with your wife you just asked for a divorce from.
Yeah. It's funny because Dave, like just maybe a week or two later after he quit the band, he sent me a message that he had watched Hired Gun, and that was part of the reason that pushed him along to quit Machine
Oh wow.
Head. Yeah,
gotcha.
Like,
okay.
Yeah, he's like, man, there's hope,
Yeah.
I'm glad he found a home, man. He's got a great gig, and he seems so happy now.
He is. Dave McClain's in a great spot. I think I think that was just a win-win-win for everybody involved, and everybody is better for it.
Right. So let's talk about Kerry King, man. So I've known Kerry 25 years. My very first tour I ever did, he was on. It was called Tattoo the Earth.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you remember. Yeah. And it was like, and I'd never met him before, but this is when he was wearing those fucking spikes out to, the 4 feet long or whatever, and looking menacing. And I'd never met him before, and I wanted to just walk up and take some fly on the wall photos, but I was a little timid. And he saw me with the camera kind of walking towards him as he's getting to get up on the riser. And he puts his guitar up like a rifle, it's like puts it right in the lens. I'm like, okay, this is fucking cool. It's one of my most iconic shots, I think. And then come to find out he's a kitty cat, basically, Yeah. And we go to steak houses. What's that?
Marta's, he wouldn't want everybody to know that, but Marta said that he always wears shades because he's got like super kind eyes. He
does, man. He does.
It's like,
yeah. So when he announced his band,
right?
How did you get that call, and what was your reaction? Were you like, "Fuck yeah, I'm in," or was it a thing you thought about?
Well, I had before I quit Machine Head, the year before. Was it the year before? No, that was the summer before. They were on Slayer's on the farewell tour, comes through San Jose, and I think it's the last night of that run. And I asked Kerry, I'm all, hey, so what are you doing after this is, what after this is done? He's all, I'm going to keep going, and I'm, it's probably going to involve Paul and maybe Gary, and I don't know yet. And I said, oh, okay, I'm still on Machine Head at this point. And so fast forward 3 months later, I announced that I'm quitting, and same day I got a text from Kerry going, That's why you asked me what I was doing.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and that's when I threw my name in his hat. I'm like, yeah, dude, anything that you're doing, I would like to have the chance to be in. And so he kept, let's, we'll see what's happening. And he had kind of hinted as time was going on, but he had, it came up for a Raider game. It was a Monday Night Football in 2019. Yeah, maybe 19, before everything shut down.
Yeah.
And so we go to a game, and we're hanging Freddie Bolitnikov's fucking in the box with Freddie and everything, and they win. It was fucking awesome. And then we go to a bar after, and we're hanging out. And he, do you know Scott Ferrara from EG?
Yeah.
So Scott's there, and Panos, and so we're at this bar, and Scott took pictures of this. He just showed him, and Kerry kind of puts his arm around me. He's all, so here's what I'm thinking. And he's all, me, you, Paul, Kyle, from Blood Simple, from Hell Yeah, and a vocalist. He didn't say at that point. And I was just like, God, the fucking Raiders win on Monday night. I just got the Kerry gig. It was such a good night. But Scott was taking pictures.
Yeah. Oh,
And he sent it to me, like, you know, it was such a cool way to find out.
yeah.
And you know, Kerry, then you know he thinks things through, man. He's not you know, off the cuff, really
Right.
point of purchase guy. You know, he's just like, he thinks things through and pretty calculated. So it was like,
Yeah. Well, he sung
you know,
your praises at that dinner the other night that we went to, and
oh, right.
yeah, man, he was just like, you know, it's got my name on it, but we are a band, right?
Yeah.
It's like these guys, you know, I get along with them. They're fucking cool. They can play their asses off. You know, he goes, Phil came in. I think you guys did it at Henson Studios. And he said you came in there and just knocked it out of the ballpark in like 3 or 4 days and fucking crushed it.
It was like 3 hours.
Oh, was it just a few hours? Okay.
3 hours. Yeah.
Okay.
Down, 3 hours, recorded them, left the next day.
Fuck. So when you're doing those solos, like you said, you did in 3 hours, did you go home and just woodshed and like put those things together? And
yeah, I had them together first, and I recorded I'm in my studio now. So I recorded them all here. I sent them down. He was taking a look. He knew everything I was doing. I had them all, you know, phrased. I'd never been more prepared in a sense of structure and everything. I had it all down. I was performing them fucking great. They were all almost first passes. But he just wanted me to be down there and be in the vibe. Otherwise, I could have mailed them in and have them done.
Right.
But going down there and knocking them out was he was funny. As I was setting him originally, because it's a different style than, you know, I play different than Gary. I play different than Jeff. You know, that I needed to know, hey, this is what I'm doing. It's your music, you know. So I didn't write it. I didn't write a lick on the record. So it's just my solos that I structured.
Sure.
And so, are you gonna be all right with it? I mean, he's all, you like anything I'm doing? He's all, so, well, I don't hate it, which is like, oh, all right, well, it's coming from you. That's a couple.
Exactly. Yeah, I'll probably be going back to New York in November if they're around. I'm gonna try to hook back up with them. So I'm just gonna ask you some like some fun questions here that aren't about music. What's a guilty pleasure song or band that would shock your fan base?
There's a lot. Shock.
I
mean, there's a few Wham songs.
Okay.
I'll do a karaoke. So Wham, George Michael. You know, I don't think Elton John would shock anybody, but you know, probably George Michael would shock some people.
Right. Who's the funniest guy? No, man. My music taste. You know, I did a documentary on Ray Parker Jr., the guy who wrote and performed Ghostbusters. Mm-hmm. After I did that, you know, because he was in Hired Gun for 2-3 minutes, and I would fly him to join me at festivals because he puts asses in seats. Mm-hmm. And we went to Australia together. So we're flying business class and just sitting there talking, you know, next to each other. And I only got to interview him for maybe an hour for Hired Gun because he'd just flown in from Japan the night before. And he starts telling me the rest of his story. So at 13, man, he's living in Detroit, 5 blocks away from Motown. And so he broke his leg and he couldn't do anything. So he's just, his dad got him a guitar. He saw the Spinners on television and was like, damn, that sounds cool. It's electric guitar. Got a guitar, woodshedded for all those months that he couldn't do anything because he couldn't walk. And word got around, and Holland Dozier Holland, who wrote all the Supremes, the Four Tops, the Temptations, all those songs, called him in to do a session. And he's like, I'm 13 years old, and I'm going into Motown. And he goes, who? I was like, who's it with? Marvin Gaye. I'm like, what? And then he starts telling me, I was like, well, who else? You know, like, you know, he goes, you know the song Lovely Day by Bill Withers? Yeah, that's me at 18. Yeah. And then I'm sitting at home and Stevie Wonder calls me and I play on the Talking Book album. Then we go on tour in 72 with the Rolling Stones. I'm like, Jesus.
Oh my God.
So then I knew what my next film was going to be, you know? Right. So I made it, and it was perfect timing because the new Ghostbusters Afterlife was just coming out. I interviewed Yeah, so I interviewed Ivan Reitman prior to his passing, and he's like, "So this documentary, tell me more." So I did, and he calls me and Ray in for a meeting at the Sony lot, and we go in, and he's like, had to sign an NDA at the time because nobody knew the Ghostbusters was coming out, and his son was at this meeting, Jason Reitman, who directed it, and he was like, "Yeah, we're getting ready to do this this reboot of Ghostbusters, and we'd love to use the song, Mr. Parker, but you never gave us a favorable rate." Because not only did Ray negotiate the publishing, he also had the fucking masters to Ghostbusters.
Oh, good for him. Oh,
yeah, dude. So he was making the Brinks truck every year would just back up to his house, man. So we negotiated the deal, man, and Ivan and Sony Pictures let us use a lot of the footage from the original Ghost and 4K that they remastered. It's like anything you guys need, just give us a good rate, Ray thought it was fair, and Ray didn't even have any stake in the movie. It's just about him.
Yeah.
But it was cool enough to me to because how much licensing can cost. Sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it was pretty cool. So my music taste, I love Ray Parker Jr. solo shit, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and like Clive Davis discovered him. And I was
Crazy.
just like, God damn, dude. What the hell? So I'll listen to just about anything. Oh God, here we go. Which band fight was more entertaining? One where you were in or one that you witnessed?
No, the one that I witnessed, I don't know if I've been in, I don't want to talk about fights I've been in.
Yeah.
But on the only Vio-lence bus tour that we did back in the day, egos were very inflated, all of us. So I won't say that anybody more than another. So, but our drummer and our singer were very vocal, and they were a team. So there was, I was the guy in the middle. There's, they're on one side, the other guys were on one side. I'm kind of the peacekeeper in the middle, and to see them, they got all pissed off and they started throwing down in the front lounge. And to see them go at each other was super entertaining, to where everybody was just like, let them go.
Yeah.
Let them tear each other up,
Oh my God.
So that was, I would say that was the most entertaining band fight that I had seen, was that Vio-lence fight.
Right.
And the most entertaining part of it was like everybody was just like, fuck them, let them go, let them tear each other up.
It's like two pit bulls fighting, right? Just
yeah.
If you could swap lives for a week with any guitarist in history, who would it be?
Oh man, swap lives for how long?
For 1 week.
For a week. It's two dudes. It's either Eddie or it's Dime.
Yeah,
because they were the conduit for the guitar to us.
Yes.
Yes. And, 80s Eddie or 90s Dime.
Yeah. If you could, this might get you in trouble if you even want to answer. If you could erase one band from metal history, who disappears?
Oh man, I don't like to get into that.
You're too nice of a guy, man.
Yeah, and it's just not necessary.
I know.
I try not to say, "Oh, that band sucks," or I try to say, "I don't like. It's not my thing."
Well, it's like any filmmaker, man. It's, as you know, I'm sure, getting signed and getting a record, creating the music, getting a record deal, getting it distributed.
Yeah,
you've already won, right?
Yeah,
same thing with filmmaking, man. It's the hardest thing on earth to get done. It really is. Like, nobody knows. It takes 2-3 years to make one of these documentaries.
That's insane.
But
I think I'm gonna abstain.
No? What's that?
I'm gonna abstain from answering that one.
Okay.
I don't hate any band enough to really even just put that on the internet.
Right. Are there any you think are overrated? Not just metal, but just like
overrated bands.
Like, you're just like, how did they get so big? and then other bands just don't.
No.
Okay.
I'll tell you a band that I'm not a huge fan of, but I respect them, and I know I can understand why they're big. Is I'm not a big Deftones guy.
Okay. Yeah.
It's just some of the Tool, the same thing. I get it. I just don't.
Right.
I can see why they're so big, but I don't. I can't wrap my. I think I even told Adam from Tool that I wasn't smart enough to like his band.
Yeah.
Like I just don't. I love the early stuff. I love the Opiate and Enema and those. And I think he kind of laughed, but he might have been offended. But I don't think so. I think that he got it. And that was just self-deprecating on my part.
Right. I've met Slash once, but I'm not a huge Guns N' Roses guy.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that
but you can see why they're big.
I do. They're fucking enormous.
Yeah.
Still, what do you think about this resurgence of like? I remember Stained and Creed did a tour together, and it was an arena tour, and they brought in Stained because they're having a hard time selling tickets, right?
Okay.
Which is cool. It was just that era, that time, that early 90s, whatever you want to call it, was just not selling well. But now, I think they had a parody thing in a Super Bowl commercial last year, and they're selling out fucking behind the stage. You can't even see the band, but
that's great.
Yeah. And it's like Stained. I've seen them a couple of times now in the area, and I used to work for Stained, for those people who don't know, for about 8 or 9 years, but they've always done good numbers.
Mm-hmm.
But man, nothing has changed. Like they're still playing to 25,000 amphitheater,
Wow.
Jesus Christ, dude. And last night, same thing when I saw them, just packed.
Good for them, man.
Yeah. What does that say about people are saying, rock is dead. I mean, do you buy into that at all?
No, I don't buy into that at all.
I don't either. Yeah.
What rock? What's that? I mean, there's still ticket selling. I think, that there might be other more popular genres or whatever, but people are still going to shows.
Right.
I don't think that rock's dead at all. Look at Shinedown. Shinedown's out there fucking killing it.
Killing it.
And I love that band too. I love how they operate. I love how they act as a band. I love the music that they do.
They're like a family.
Yeah.
They're like brothers, right?
Yeah.
And they're all fit, man. I remember when I was touring with them, Stained, they brought them out a bunch of times. And these motherfuckers, they did the PF90, 110 degrees in a trailer, and they're like, come join us, man.
Yeah, you have to, nobody wants to see.
Yeah. No one wants to see big man titties. Dude, I tried it for like 10. I'm in the corner heaving. I'm like, fuck this.
It's not easy.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Crazy. What do you do to stay in shape?
Well, I run.
Okay. I know you hike a lot. I see you posting hiking or biking pictures, I guess.
Yeah, it's I do like I'll run hard 1 or 2 days a week, and then I do like a walk jog, because we've got some elevation here, and so I go up to the top of the hills here, and I'll walk for a quarter mile, then I run a couple miles, and I'll walk another quarter mile or something like that. So haven't been lifting a lot. I've got like an app just doing just the body exercises, the push-ups and the fucking lunges and all that. And I eat horribly.
Don't even go there, man.
I love cherry Coke, man, and if I could ever kick that, then I think I'd be all right. But I'm doing okay, man. I got a little gut, and but I can still run fucking 7 miles.
That's awesome, dude. All right, here we go. Lightning round. Then I'm gonna let you. Lightning round. Priest or Maiden?
There's so much Maiden that I don't like, though. But once Maiden came around, I was a Maiden guy.
Okay, all right. Slayer, Metallica.
Slayer's my band, man.
Yep. Same. Megadeth or Anthrax?
Megadeth.
Megadeth or Metallica? Not record sales, songs.
I like, fuck, that Dystopia record's fucking great.
It is, right?
As a whole, I would take Metallica.
Really? Okay. Yep. Thrash or traditional metal?
A lot of bad thrash.
There is.
But I would go thrash. I'm a thrash kid.
Okay. AC/DC with Bon Scott or Brian Johnson?
Oh, it's Bon Scott.
Same.
But
Small sweaty. Yep.
Yeah, lightning round. Keep going. Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. Small sweaty club or giant festival stages?
Small sweaty club. I love the intimate shows.
Exactly. Play for 10,000 strangers or 100 close friends?
100 close friends. I do it twice a year.
Really?
Yep. We have a bar here, and we put on. I get 100 people jam with us.
Oh, wow.
We're called the Merkins, and it's all my high school buddies and local celebs, and we play cover tunes, man. And we put a show up for charity, and we play a bunch of cover songs. Brad Gillis comes down, Dean Castronova, Journey, Dave Root from Tesla. We get all, Mike from Y&T.
Yeah. That's cool. Write a killer riff or shred solo?
Write a killer riff.
Okay. Beer or whiskey?
It's whiskey. I don't drink beer at all.
Okay. Tour bus or hotel?
I'll stay on the bus. If it's a day off, I'll take a hotel. But if it's, I'll stay on the bus.
Yeah. I've slept on the bus quite a few times, even when I had a hotel room.
Yeah.
It's just something about that generator going all the time, the cold fucking air. Mm-hmm. It's great. Star Wars or Lord of the Rings?
Oh, I like Lord of the Rings better.
Okay.
Star Wars, but Lord of the Rings.
Right. Being in a band or being the guy they call when a band needs a fire? Being in a band. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, God. Pantera or Sepultura?
Fuck, that's hard. Folder is my record, man, but KSD too.
Oh, God. So
good. Folder is one of the best metal records ever written.
Right.
KSD is top 10 probably.
Yeah.
I got to go with Vulgar.
Okay.
The tipping point.
I don't know why I wrote this one down because for me it's the obvious one, but Priest with KK or Richie?
Oh man.
Richie's a monster, man.
The songs are with KK.
Yeah.
And Richie's been writing amazing stuff. It's a whole different thing.
It is.
Obviously Richie's playing, but I saw KK's Priest last year, and KK's killing it. He's running over the place, and he's playing so good. He looks great still.
Yeah.
KK Priest. KK's Priest.
Yeah. It's funny, man. I got invited to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame when they were inducted with Dolly Parton, which, I worked quite a bit with and just love it. Dude, they got up together and did Jolene, Rob Halford, and a bunch of other people with Dolly. And it was just, but KK was there, and he shared the stage with Richie, man. He was so amicable about it. Like, fuck yeah, man, let's do this. They sounded great. Yeah, man. Great. With Les Binks on drums and
my God,
that was fucking wild. I was in heaven, man. Priest is God to me, right? It's like the greatest thing ever. Guns N' Roses or Motley Crue?
Fuck. I love the first few Crue.
Right.
But I like Guns, man. Guns are a great rock band.
Yeah. Soundgarden or Alice in Chains?
Alice in Chains, 10 out of 10. Yeah.
Dude, they're so fucking good. Black Sabbath with Ozzy or Dio?
Oh, fuck. Yeah. can't because
they're both just fucking stellar. Right?
how am I supposed to say with Dio after the recent events?
I know. Man. That's not a we can strike that one.
Abstain.
Yeah. I like them both equally, to be honest with you. Although the Mob Rules fucking kicks me in the nuts every time I listen to it.
I like Dio Savage better.
Yeah. Van Halen with Dave or Sammy?
Dave. I like some Sammy songs, but it's Dave.
Sammy's a Bay Area guy. He's up in Tiburon or somewhere.
Yeah, he's up North Bay. I think he's mostly down in Mexico now, though.
Yeah. I went to his studio, which is in San Rafael, just like in a little, I don't know if you've been there or not. That's where he keeps all his cars and shit.
Oh, no, I haven't.
Yeah, so we're doing a parody video of I Can't Drive 55 for some charity. So I got to shoot it with him, singing the parts, and like the killer part is he has the original car from the music video, and we got in it and going up and down the 101 to these barefoot and shorts. I'm sitting there with this giant fucking camera. I mean, it was like a giant film camera, and he's like, I was like, I'm going to hurl if you don't slow down a little bit, man. But it was one of the coolest experiences ever to be in that car with him as he's singing it. Here's some movie ones. Scorsese or Tarantino? I know, man.
Hard, man. You got to go with, I mean, I think even Tarantino would go with Scorsese. So we'll go Scorsese.
They're both masters of what they do.
Absolutely.
Horror movies or action movies?
I love horror movies.
Yeah. What's your favorite horror movie?
Favorite horror movie?
Like from when you were a kid that just still haunts you to this day.
The Exorcist fucked me up, but you know, Evil Dead 2, the second Evil Dead was pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah. The Exorcist did it for me. I was a latchkey kid. My mother was a nurse, so she wouldn't come home till like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my God.
And this is before they had remote control. I'm that old. No remote controls. The TV was part of a whole unit with a turntable, and you had to get up and manually change. And HBO had just acquired The Exorcist. I'm like, I've heard all about this. I'm going to watch it, right? I'm probably 12, 13 years old. And I'm on the couch with my blanket, and the opening 30 minutes is kind of slow until the shit kicks in. Well, when the shit kicks in, I was so scared that I couldn't walk 7 feet to change the channel. In my blanket, the only thing you could see was my pupil. I was like, well, if it can't see.
Oh my God. Crazy.
Dude. And when I told my mom, she was fucking pissed at me for like 2 weeks.
You're sleeping on her room.
Dude, it was awful. The Godfather or Goodfellas?
Fucking A, man. These are good.
Yeah.
They're hard.
They are.
I was gonna watch one I would probably watch Goodfellas.
Goodfellas or Casino?
Damn.
I'm a Casino guy, man.
I love Casino, and I haven't seen it as much as Casino. So I would go Casino.
Okay. Rick Rubin or Bob Rock?
Bob Rock. I'm not, Rick Rubin. I don't think that he even.
I don't think he's just kind of some kind of celestial, like.
Yeah, I've heard from people who used them, especially recently. I'm just like, what the fuck are we paying for?
Exactly. I don't know if you met Bob Rock, but he's one of the nicest guys I've ever met. So
yeah, he was super sweet. He was talking. He didn't know me or who I was, but still chatted me up for a bit. It was really cool.
Same, yeah. So Ray Parker Jr. lived in Calabasas, just a few blocks from where I lived. And his next door neighbor is Richie Sambora. And so Richie would always come to his house to grab a guitar, and Mike they both have insane studios in their homes. But we went over to his house one day. I interviewed him for Ray's movie, and Bob Rock was there, and he goes, Ray Parker Jr. is the next door neighbor. So this guy, he goes, dude, I used to buy all the Guitar Player magazines You know, and I don't know if you know this, but a lot of the Steve Lukethers and Lee Ritenours and Jay Gradens and all these guys, they consider Ray Parker the greatest living rhythm guitar player on the planet.
Oh, shit.
Dude, you got to watch the movie. I'll send you a link to it.
Yeah.
If you like music docs, you'll definitely dig this. The story's so
I'd
cool.
love to watch it. I'd love to watch it.
Andy Sneap or Terry Date?
Man, they're both so different. I would take Sneap.
Sneap, okay. Mutt Lange or Max Martin?
Who's Max Martin?
He does all the big giant pop songs for everybody from Britney to the Backstreet, huge in the pop world.
And who was the other guy? Who?
Mutt Lange.
Oh, Mutt. Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
It's dry and Highway to Hell.
All the Def Leppard. Yeah. Bryan Adams. There's so many albums he did that people forget about. So I was doing a Shania Twain documentary. And I was like, man, I got to interview Mutt Lange. I was like, what? I was asking her, I was like, do you think he'll do it? Maybe, if we can get my son to ask him, because I have a kid together. And I became, her and Mutt have a child.
I didn't know that.
Who's super talented, man. I mean, if your lineage is Mutt Lange and Shania Twain, some of us going to rub off that DNA, right?
Oh, right. Absolutely.
And, but he turned us down. I was fucking bummed, man. You can't even find pictures of the guy. I think there's 2 photos you can find of him.
Oh, I don't even know what he looks like. Yeah.
Exactly, man. It's fucking crazy. Ross Robinson or Brendan O'Brien?
Love Ross. Ross.
Okay, yeah. I've worked with Brendan once with the band Seether. They did an album with him in Nashville, and he keeps his shit close to his vest, and he doesn't like photographers and video guys in the studio for apparent reasons. He's got a secret sauce, but he was cool. You know what I mean? He's like, there'll be times when I ask you to turn the camera off, and I hope you
that's
respect my wishes. I'm like, of course, dude. I'm not here to disrupt your job. So I want to. This one's a big one for me personally because I just love this band and especially the guitar player, and it's Sabotage.
Oh yeah.
How did you learn about them? Because they were not one of the big 4. They're not a Bay Area band. They came out of the Tampa metal scene or not. What album was it of theirs that caught your interest?
It was Sirens.
Sirens,
yeah. I think Zet had Sirens, and what is this? The guitar tone, and he was down tuned, and holy crap! And the riff was great.
Yeah.
And so I got that record and followed them. Dungeons Are Calling, and then put out. He's one of the best rock guitar players, man. He was so similar to Rhodes and his phrasing and everything. And what I dug about him was he wrote with those octaves. He wrote in a lot of octaves. And I was really influenced by that. So a lot of my writing included those octaves because of Chris.
Right.
And, when Fight for the Rock came out, like, what is this? What did they do? What the fuck?
I know, but they rebounded, man. Hall's really fucking
Power of the Night. Power of the Night was after that.
Power of the Night was fucking sick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever get to tour with them?
No.
You ever meet them?
I did. I met. They were on tour Testament, I think.
Okay.
And I think Chris Caffrey had joined the band by that time.
Right.
And it might have been like Hollow Mountain King, maybe Gutter Ballet era.
Mm-hmm.
And so seeing them was pretty awesome. And just because I saw him on Power of the Night tour, and I was trying to see what Chris was playing out of. How's he getting that tone? He had some weird head and I was in Wolf in San Francisco, and Hetfield was there that night. Yeah. And Hetfield almost got a fight with some dude, and we had 20 guys. We all pinned this, and came to James's aid, and but it was great seeing, Chris live. while we were able to.
Yeah, I got to see him quite a, and we formed a really cool, unique friendship. He's super cool. And this was when I was first starting in photography.
Mm-hmm.
And at the masquerade, they had a trough that the photographers crawled into,
Oh, yeah.
the stage, right?
Yeah.
So, man, he was just like, hey, man, come on, and we had met prior, like that earlier that day or whatnot. And he's like, fuck it, dude. If you want to get some great shots, just stand up. Get right in my face. I don't give a fuck. I'm like, okay, and then we just hang out after the shows or whatnot. Then he was cool enough to give me a tour of Lamin, and he goes, any show you want to go to, come on. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. I was just an up and comer, and he knew that, and he was just one of those dudes, man. And to this day, I'm still close with all those guys, Johnny Lee Middleton and all those dudes. And then, of course, now I was at the birth of TSO, which was fucking crazy. Cool. Yeah. Remember Metal Edge magazine with Jerry Miller and right? So she had me go to Tampa for an assignment to shoot Sabotage during the Dead One or Dead album release. And I was going to do like 3 days with the band on the road through Tampa. And I go meet their producer and manager at the time, Paul O'Neill.
No, okay.
Yeah. So I knock on the hotel door and he told me to come there, and he opens it. He has 2 phones to his ear. One with the radio programmers because they were playing that Sarajevo song. It was in November. Yeah. And the other one with the record label. Like, we got to jump into a Christmas album stat and go on tour. And the first place I saw them was on the very first TSO tour was at the Tabernacle in Atlanta.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, super cool. And to see what it's turned into now, 2 giant touring companies, East Coast, West Coast, doing a matinee show and an evening show, and the money they're raking in.
Oh my God, right?
It's like, dude, I wish that could happen for Sabotage. It's like, dude, craziness. But okay, so you told every time I post a picture of Chris Oliva, you're like, top 5. Who are your other 4 in no certain order?
Rhodes.
Yep.
Shanker. Chris. Adrian Vandenberg.
Dude, good choice.
And the 5th one is, it's got to be, Eddie, but it leans more to Dime.
Okay.
But there's other guys that I would throw into that spot. But those are the 4 that stay. But Akira Takasaki, Lynch, DeMartini. Yeah.
You know who I think doesn't get enough love is Wolf Hoffman.
Oh, Wolf is incredible, right? Yeah.
That tone.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But his phrasing is so fucking cool. He just chooses notes like Shanker.
Yeah.
There might be some Shanker love from Wolf,
right.
That people just don't use, that they're so signature to him. And Wolf has such a great sense of melody that, you recognize him instantly, which is the sign of a fucking genius.
Exactly. All right. So let's line your pockets a little bit because you got kids to put through college and feed. Let's talk about your new signature series, King V.
Yeah. Jackson, in 2009, my buddy Brian McDonald was there, and I came to him talking about wanting to do like a tribute guitar. And I got one right here. So they made they made a polka dot, a custom shop, and because on my custom shops I have an unfinished neck, and so they made me one of those with a Floyd, but they also made me,
dude,
Michael Shanker. So 2009, we're out on the road with Metallica, and I'm able to take these 2 out with me. So this has a fixed bridge on it. So we were playing "Hallowed Be Thy Name" at that time.
Yep.
And it's in a different tuning, so I was able to play, this one. And we were playing Whackin' one year, and the Scorpions were playing. And I had met Rudolph. His son was a big Machine Head fan, but he was also at Metallica. So we hung out after we played with Metallica. And I met him, and I got him to sign the back of it.
Dude.
And so this signature right here is Michael, down there. So there it is. So Michael signed it when I was lucky enough to jam Dr. with him on stage. My buddy Chris Green was tour managing him, and Mike Beard, who was a local promoter, hooked me up to get me to maybe. I said, "Can I just sneak into the meet and greet to have him sign my guitar?" They're like, yeah, and then Chris, the TM, was like, "Well, why don't you play Dr. with him?" I'm all, "Don't you fucking tease me! Don't you joke around!"
Right.
And he did, and Mike went for it, and he went for it. I got up and played, the song with him, and I posted video of the whole thing. And as we're playing, we're jamming, and I take the guitar off and give him a Sharpie, and he's signing it on this side while he's still riffing on this side. It was one of the most glorious things ever.
That's awesome, man. That is so cool. And
doing
where can
that-
people find this guitar? Is it a custom shop, right? So is it like made to order? Or
no, actually, the first one he made was a custom shop. This is a production model,
Okay.
and it's made in Korea, so it's imported. You go on to the Jackson website or go to Sweetwater, and they can order them there. But mahogany body, Floyd Rose EMGs are in it. They've got these glow in the dark fret markers. These plays in here, and so yeah, it's pretty awesome.
That is badass.
So we did a limited run of these back in 2010 or 11, and then they just out of the blue were like, "Hey, let's bring it back. Let's do it again." And so it's nice to have it out. Jackson has been playing Jacksons for 42 years now, and
wow,
they treated me right.
Totally. All right, man. Well, hey, thank you for spending this much time with me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, good hanging with you, Fran. Let's connect again.
Absolutely, anytime, dude. Thanks again.
Another movie going.
Dude, believe me, I've got 6 or 7 of them. My agent's trying to get rid of them, man. It's a tough time right now, dude.
Well, best of luck.
It's good. It'll pop. Yeah. You too, buddy.
Right.
Talk soon.
All right, be well. See ya.
Bye.